Hey guys, it is Monday, December 15th at 4 o'clock. I wanted to update on a couple of different things. In my last video, I said I was going to be putting off moving till the end of January. In the meantime, something has come up, an opportunity to move in with a friend of mine who has a 2-bedroom apartment, and she's looking for a housemate. So that's really awesome news, both for me and for my ex. I think that we both are far beyond the place of needing to move, one of us needing to move, and it's just down the street from where I'm at now, which is really important to me that I stay in the same neighborhood in the downtown area. So it's super exciting that will be happening in the next, well, by January 1st, so next couple of weeks. So that's kind of the short-term thing. The long-term update around moving is that I've decided in June. I didn't decide in June. I decided that in June I'm going to move to Portland. It was kind of going back and forth between Portland and San Francisco, and when I started looking on Craigslist at like job opportunities and cost of living and stuff, Portland is just way more reasonable. It's just cheaper to live in the state of Oregon overall as compared to California. After graduation in June, Christy and I are going to move to Portland, and I'm super fucking excited about it. I have been living in Chico since January of '95, so this January will be 14 years, and I never came to Chico with the intention of living here this long. So I'm ready to go. I was in Sacramento on Saturday because we went down there to watch the film Milk because it's not playing in Chico yet. And when I was down there, I just realized how much more relaxed I was. Felt like I was able to breathe, and I didn't feel anxious about running into people who knew me before I transitioned, and just some other things about being someplace where kind of just like the starting over, and not like running away from me, starting over, but having arrived at myself finally, being able to go someplace where other people are going to allow me to do the same thing, and I get to decide what I tell people with regards to my past and my history, as opposed to feeling like I'm explaining myself. So I'm just beyond excited to get out of here and to go to Portland. A little concerned about the weather. The whole seasonal depression thing kicks my ass, so sun lamps and antidepressants will become my best friend probably, but I'm really looking forward to that. My family was here on Friday. My parents were here on Friday. I got a car. I got their car, which is just awesome. And I'm so thankful, so thankful. My parents are so unbelievably generous with me. I was a little stressed out the whole day. I just haven't been around my family in a while, and they are kind of high-strung in comparison to me, or I feel like that anyways. So I got impatient a couple of times, but I apologize. So hopefully it doesn't seem as if I was ungrateful. So, like I said, I was in Sacramento on Saturday because we went to watch Milk, and I was so moved and inspired by that film, and it just reminded me how complacent I feel like we have gotten within the queer community, and I feel like sometimes take for granted. I don't know. We just take things for granted, you know? And I did a panel at Chico State a couple of months ago during Queer Week, and I remember thinking, people were talking about, you know, not having labels like they're queer and not gay or not lesbian, and I totally appreciate that because I personally have an identity of queer, so I'm not bagging on that, but I was just keenly aware of how far away we've gotten from remembering or understanding that it hasn't always been like this. And, you know, watching what Harvey Milk did for our community and how much people had to fight. And it was interesting because in the film, it kind of talks about, not kind of, it totally talks about, during the time, Proposition 6 was trying to be passed, and it just felt eerily similar to Proposition 8, and I don't know. So I just been really thoughtful about that, and feeling like those of us who have the history of the gay, lesbian, bi, trans, queer community, we need to make sure that we continue to tell those stories, tell our history. And you know, it's a slogan that says, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And I feel like that's what just happened with Prop 8, that we've gotten so far away from where we've come from and remembering the struggles, and that it hasn't always been the way that it is now. There hasn't always been gay, lesbian, bi, trans people on TV and in the media, and it hasn't always been so accepted. And it wasn't that long ago that we could be arrested for being gay or being in a gay establishment. So I don't know. I've been really moved by that, and trying to figure out how to channel some of that energy. And along the same lines, I just got done reading Middlesex, which is an older book. Sorry, my dogs just came walking through. I don't know why it took me so long to read it. I think that I felt like, and it was just an arrogant point of view really for me to have, but that his issues of being intersexed were different, or something that I couldn't necessarily relate to with regards to being transgender, and I was so completely wrong about that. I really could relate to so much of what he said and the way that he said it, and his experiences with his body, and that place for him when he had to transition in a different sort of a way, but he had to transition from being and living in the world as a female to that place when he discovered that he was actually male. And so, you know, here's my book recommendation. If you haven't read it, read it. It's a phenomenal read. He's a great writer. So it's good stuff. Okay, I don't know. I'm heady. That's what's going on. I'm heady today. So, a couple of videos ago, which is now on private actually, but Christy and I had talked about. We had a conversation, and she said that she was soliciting people's opinions about my ears, and I said, no, I don't want people's opinions. Well, I have arrived at a place where I've decided to take my earrings out and let my ears close. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm not particularly fond of how it looks right now, but that's alright. Okay, see you later.